I want to explain something to you. The lady whose picture on the front of this, that's Kayla Trujillo, aka Miss Peach. When I was trying to get help stopping the abuse from Natalie, that's the lady right there. Now here's the thing. You see how when there's harm going on around me, it does not take me long to jump into action because I am tired of seeing dead people. Yup. Dead people gross me the fuck out. I like Girl Interrupted. But there's the angry thing, right? Arrgh. Yeah, well, that's me screaming at the top of my lungs, not because I'm angry at you, but because you are pushing me to commit suicide. You are literally doing the things that push people to suicide, and you know it. That is the worst part, is that you know it. You know how much it hurts. You know how much you scream inside, because if you scream out loud, someone's gonna hurt you. Obviously, you know that's not a threat. Obviously, you're well aware that it's the way that it is. Obviously, you're aware I'm in Oregon. I'm aware you're in New York. But the karma of it is this. All these poor people with all these excuses to look the other way, all complaining that everyone looks the other way, and I'm the only one who ever speaks up. If anybody else ever speaks up, it's about Johnny fucking Depp. It's about Chris Rock. It's never about the other people who are going through this hell. Every one of your fucking excuses is always the same. Always. I don't know how. It doesn't work. Oh, I could go for days about the excuses. But the fact is, in the end, you're all just procrastinators. I've read dozens and dozens of excuses. This isn't a hate thing. This isn't well, it is an anger thing. These are human lives, and that includes my loved ones. Yes, I am disgusted by people who are just entertained by this. How could you watch this and say nothing? I didn't create this channel for entertainment. I created it because my friends were just like you. When they wanted help, I was there. But when I was no longer there, they didn't care. If I was to die tomorrow because I wasn't able to get my evidence back, or next week, or next month, or whenever, do you think that she would give two shits? Would she speak up then? Is that what it would take? When you look away to your neighbor being harmed, well, you're leaving it wide open for someone to come in and do the same to you. And your neighbor might look away. That's not usually the case, though, is it? It's usually your neighbor gets ripped off, and you think he's weird, so you just look the other way. But then when he comes over to your house, with video footage of somebody coming to break into your house, says, hey, we caught the guy. He tried breaking into your house. And you go, man, I'm glad he did that. But do you stop and go, all right, well, maybe next time you could return the favor. Maybe you can look out for your fellow brother. Oh, no, I can't do that. I'm too busy. My mom died last month. Okay, last year now. Okay, it was like 5 years ago. Always something. When it comes time to do something, do you jump into action or do you get entertained by the misery of others? And that truly is what this is. It is miserable having somebody watch my channel for so long for entertainment, knowing that I'm trying to turn in predators, knowing that they've seen these people on my channel, seen them committing these crimes and treating me in this way, and not just myself, but others. And the worst part is that it's not just her. There's a lady who pretended that she wanted to be my friend, help me out. I let her stay on my friends list after she'd made a lot of snide comments and been rude and inconsiderate and all that, because it takes a while to get rid of all those folks that came on after Natalie died. I was hoping just one of them would actually help me to turn it in. No, that's the one part everybody makes excuses not to. And that's why this world sucks, especially for the poor. Do we stick together? No. Any excuse not to. Your problems are worse than everyone else's. They shove therapy on us, people. All right, get that through your head. Therapy, what does it do about your daddy beating on you? Nothing. Does it stop your daddy from raping you? No. Does it help to turn in your predators? No. So why are you sent there when you're trying to turn in your predators and you're distraught? Yeah, good question, huh? How does that help the victim? It does not. How does watching it happen help the victim? Of course, you guys know that I don't actually believe this part, but, well, you deserve the karma. You deserve to have people treat you like shit and have your friends look away because, well, you're the same entertainment to them as I am to you. Sure, you care, but not enough to actually do anything productive to stop it. Between helping to stop the abuse, for me, which will allow me a lot more resources and a lot more time to help others, you just watch. You know that I'm screaming aloud on my channel because I need help. You know that my words don't fit together right, and that people are cruel to me over that. You know about severe anxiety and how much hell that is. You also know what it's like to go in alone, and that's the worst part. All these people using the fact that they had to go in alone as their excuse. Is this lady a horrible, mean, evil person? No, she's not, but I'm going to say that she is. You guys know how this routine goes. Rah, 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 she's a dirty bastard. Rah, 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 she's evil and whatnot. But obviously, I don't have to scream that. I try to make 2 sets of videos. One for the screamers and one for the dreamers. Some people like cruelty. They're obsessed with death and destruction and entertained by oftentimes the fact that somebody else has got it worse than them. But who's got it worse? Is that really what this should be? A pissing contest? A lot of people did messed up things that I don't get to decide. I didn't get to decide that Stephanie Mejia was going to screw around on her husband. I didn't get to decide that her and Ventus were going to screw me over in the process. It's not like they plotted against me. It's just the fact that they didn't care. Didn't actually care. Trying to get Stephanie Mejia or Ventus to look at anything instead of argue, just like you do. Just like you do. What do your friends do when you go to them for help? What response do they give you? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. Oh, I'm on probation. Oh, I'm a felon. They won't listen to it. You know what? It's a fucking crime against an at-risk adult, and somebody who knows what the law is fucking calling it in. Yeah, that should fucking make a difference. When you call in with the victim, and you've seen what happened. Like, let's say you watched the video with Jamie, right? Now, obviously, in that case, she is the victim. However, she's an at-risk adult, so she needs someone to turn it in with her, or, like in the case of me, I'm called at-risk as well. I'm mentally ill is the excuse that they use, but mentally ill is not my diagnosis, and therein lies the problem. When you make rules that only help out one person, that kind of screws everybody. Right now, there's only one type of person who gets help. People in houses. People out on the streets, our help is token. We are victimized into this. And then we get to hear from people how they lost everything. They lost everything. They're on the streets. Well, yeah. And you're going to stay that way until you can find somebody to work together. That's the great thing about years and years of experience on the streets. I see what it takes to get up and out. It's called people working together. When one of you is victimized, the other one fucking steps up to the plate. When one of you is sick, the other one steps up to the plate. One of you goes to jail, the other one fights for his rights, or hers. But the problem is getting it started. Getting the process started starts with calling up and turning in the crimes with a friend or family member. God damn it, I am missing step with the cane, so my fucking foot is hurting like a son of a bitch. The problem is that any excuse is a horrible excuse. Any excuse to look the other way is a horrible excuse. When it comes to making friends and having friends, yeah, that's not what I'm fucking here for. I'm not here for friends. I'm certainly not here for fucking Facebook friends. A real friend would be nice, but I already know that they don't exist. Most of the people who promised to help me, pathetically, I ended up being the one that did most of the helping. What I needed is a safe environment to work in. Now, when I'm constantly being disrupted and sent one direction or another, it drives me nuts. Because I can't sit and do what it is that I do best. Focus on the task at hand. But I can't do that when I am constantly on the move, being forced to move from one place to another, to another, to another, in a state of crisis, while people promise to help me and never do. Meanwhile, I have a YouTube channel because I don't like empty promises. I need actual help. And people come on here for entertainment. Entertainment. That's horrible. It's kind of like these people in Tillamook. You know, this lady, of course, she can speak up about the fact that in most of my videos where there's other people, I try to tell people what's going on, and they, of course, blow me off. It's not important. We talk about rights for disabled people, but in reality, if he's homeless, no one gives a shit. You talk about rights for black people, but if he's homeless, who gives a shit? You talk about rights for special interest groups. Meanwhile, the most victimized people in this country are all homeless. %96 of those killed by police every year are males. 60% of those killed last year by police were homeless. 51% of those killed by police last year We're disabled. When I see karma working, I see a lot of people going through stuff. Really horrible stuff. It seems to me I must have built up a fucking neon for it. All the things that you hate your friends and family saying to you when you need help, when it could actually make a difference. And they just all look the other way and give you all these excuses. So many people use their kids as an excuse. You shouldn't have been looking then. You should have been paying attention to your kids. That's a mean one, isn't it? I use that one a lot. Am I your entertainment? Or do you actually care about me as a human being and as an individual with rights? Do you care about your rights? Do you want to be treated the way that I'm treated? If you are treated the way that I'm treated, why wouldn't you want to speak up? Why wouldn't you want to help put a stop to that? Especially knowing that these things are illegal to do to a person. Now, here's the problem with people's help. Their help doesn't include finding out what's going on. Obviously, I can say it 1,000 times, they don't fucking get it. They got this thing in their head that literally tunes out every word that comes out of my mouth, it seems like. They tell me to do things I'm not capable of doing. Actually not capable of doing. Now, I do want to speak up 100% on this, because although karma's a bitch, and many of y'all believe in karma, I don't. I don't believe in karma the same way. I believe if you're an asshole to people, people are going to be assholes back. So why am I an asshole? Because when I was good to you, you weren't good to me back. I had to beg you to care about me. Meanwhile, I didn't make you beg. I didn't get on your channel and stare like a creeper for a whole year without saying anything. And don't pretend that typing to me is the same thing as helping to turn it in. Because I didn't want to waste my time typing with somebody who doesn't give a fuck. I am ashamed of myself for wasting time typing with you. Do you know why? Because that's time I could have spent trying to get actual help. Finding somebody who actually cares. For somebody to not be disgusted with themselves after watching this for entertainment for over a year, I don't get it. I don't. I can understand watching it if you want to help. Giving advice isn't help. Telling somebody to let something go that they literally are not fucking allowed to, that is a fucking horrible thing to do. As far as higher powers go, I think it's got more horsepower than I do. This car is currently my higher power. But how much good is it doing me? Because it's almost gone. By the time you get off your ass and actually give a shit about somebody else, they're already fucked. They're already screwed over. It's already over. If all you got is a telephone, you can do something. At the very beginning, all I had was a computer and a telephone. I was trying to get Natalie to stop this shit. She was going to meet up with me, but she never met up. Her friends and fucking family gaslighted the fuck out of me for over a year. None of my friends cared. That's a problem. See, the things that they have in these Natalie Bollinger groups, why don't you ask me if they're fucking true? If it is true, I'll tell you it's true. I did a lot of fucking mean shit. You're goddamn right. People were fucking hurting me and actually threatening to kill my family, you stupid pieces of shit. Here's karma for you. If you're not willing to speak out for others, you're not willing to stand up for their rights. No, you don't fucking deserve yours. You don't deserve shit. You deserve a dad who's an asshole. You deserve a mom who fucking hates you, blames you for everything. You deserve that. You know what stops bullies? Standing up to them. But you standing up to your bully alone doesn't do any fucking good. Or, of course, there's the infamous get away from them. If you're able to, if you're allowed to. See, one of the things about going to the police or going to the hospital about anything, if you're called mentally ill, is that you need a friend or family member who cares about you to go in with you. Okay. Kids say the darndest things. So, does she deserve this karma? Does she deserve me screaming aloud on here? Well, that's all a matter of opinion. But the fact is, she's still been here over a year, and, well, I'm glad that she finally made something. She almost got a voice. Now, if we can get her mad at me, mad enough to yell at me, maybe she'll do some good for us then. I mean us. Because then you can tone it back from there. Say, all right, I have to be aggressive about this. People are being hurt. These are my rights. These are your rights. These are her rights and his rights. These are our kids' rights. But do you do that? No, you tell yourself, well, you know, if I look the other way, oh, I got kids, I got kids, I got kids. You know how many of my predators use their kids as an excuse? As an excuse. And how many of you ever helped me to turn these things in? The things that you've seen, why didn't you help me turn in? Your fears. Wouldn't you much rather not have your fears all over Facebook and YouTube? Wouldn't you rather not have all of the fucking hell that I went through trying to get help from you, hoping that you were an actual person instead of just a picture on the internet? But how many of you are exactly that? Meanwhile, this karma thing, you know what, if you see somebody getting harmed, you don't know if they're a good person or a bad person. You can rationalize or reason to yourself. That's a fucked up way of saying it. But you can tell yourself, oh, well, they probably deserved it because of karma. No. No. That's horrible. I'll still say it, though. You get what you give. People have given me way too much hatred and no love whatsoever. No real, actual love. See, love requires respect. And you don't respect somebody if you can talk over them when they're trying to come to you for help turning in abuse. Now, of course, with this lady seeing some of this abuse, doing something that many of my, well, none of my friends did, not until they were angry. How many of my friends bothered to check out my channel or the Natalie Bollinger situation, other than the ones who were being assholes? How many of them bothered to check it out, look at my evidence, and actually fucking do something? None. They kept saying, send it to me, send it to me, send it to me. Meanwhile, all these people got excuses like I'm poor, I have kids, I got PTSD, I got my own problems, everybody's got their own problems. I can't hold your hand 24/7. Any excuse whatsoever. If you need a rescue and I can't drive all the way there to get you, that doesn't mean that there's no options. But for me to get my evidence and to safely turn it in, I have to get that evidence back. I also needed explained that I need to be protected. I need you to explain that I'm at risk. If I explain it, I get treated like I'm a retard who's just fucking looking for a handout. And that's the problem, is that it doesn't matter how much you want to help. Are you given the right help? What does my paperwork say to do? It says to go to a friend or family, and I don't have one. You see that I went to a friend or family. You see that I was blown off, and I was blown off the same way as your family blows you off. But I'll speak up for you and your rights. I'll speak up that something's wrong. And if you ask me to go to the fucking cops about a crime that was committed against you, and you send me the fucking video, you goddamn right we're going to turn it in. If you tell me that you have the video, but you don't have access to anything to be able to try to turn it in, you don't have a safe place, and it's going to take you time. Yeah, I'll make the fucking calls with you to get you a place where you can have that time. I need a safe environment before I can function. I need to turn in my predators, not 6 years down the road, if maybe I get housing. Do you not understand that they're putting me through a rat race? You know what they're doing. You identified it. You saw it yourself. You said it yourself. How can you not speak up about that and show it to people? I know there's a lot of stuff that you might not be able to show, or a lot of things that you might not have immediate access to, and that I'll have to have a leap of faith. But from what I've seen in your videos, absolutely I can take that leap of faith. You are absolutely an at-risk adult. And we do need to stick up for each other instead of hoping that some fucking neurotypical asshole gives a shit, because they don't. You fucking know they don't. They'll lie out their asses at you and do absolutely nothing. They'll tell you if you go through all these hoops, you'll get help, and then you don't. And that's the point. The cops outright lied, claimed that I did not try to get help. And the evidence shows that I did, that I was denied help, that I was threatened, harassed, and fucking intimidated, that I was stalked by Natalie Bollinger and her friends and family, and that literally nobody, not even this lady who wants to talk to me about karma, is going to lift a finger to stop it. Let me tell you the story of Chelsea Aiken. Chelsea Aiken did not come forward, did not come forward, did not come forward, did not come forward. And then she ended up with a hell of a situation. Just like with Natalie and Alicia when they disappeared. I did my best to help find them, correct? Despite everything that they had done, every excuse that they had made. Yes, karma, 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 karma. But every one of these people, when they disappeared, it was their decision to disappear. It was their choice to look away. I let Natalie know that people were hurting me and she didn't care. She got a protection order because I was asking for help stopping abuse. The problem is you have to have a friend or family member who gives a shit. And where am I going to find one of those? I don't have one, so I had to go to the internet. Then the people who claim to be my friends and family, they're wanting me to do a bunch of stuff that's not fucking okay. Like, between when Natalie Bollinger disappeared and when they announced that she was dead, why were these people arguing with Webb Wingnuts instead of helping to find her? There's a lot of people who say, oh, well, you're in your own way. You were trying to help her, but you scared her. No. I helped her how she fucking asked. We went where they wanted to go. I parked my car where they asked me to fucking park it. I left because they pulled some fucked up shit. I'm sure that Alicia Bollinger didn't give me that busted ass phone to completely fuck me over, but that's what it did. I am certain that David and Laura Nelson did not sell me that fucking piece of shit car with the intention of it breaking down in the middle of the fucking road. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because they never came forward about it. They hid it, which makes them look guilty as fuck. I had a lot of evidence that needed to be turned in before Natalie was killed. Nobody would fucking help me. Not Chelsea Worsing, not Miss Peaches, nobody. None of these professionals, not a goddamn one of them ever helped me to turn this shit in. They told me to do it myself. I'm not fucking capable. I needed help. I said that repeatedly. I'm not capable. I need help. Please look at it and help me turn it in. Now there's so much of it. This lady could look up Natalie Bollinger's name and see how many people have watched these shows. Are you going to pretend that nobody would ever do any harm to me after me being painted that way? You're doing exactly what every single one of my friends did. Not only were you aware that it was happening because I speak up about it, you're aware of the fact that I have communication issues because of what I have to endure. You can absolutely speak up about the sensory overload of getting stuck in McDonald's or fucking Fred Meyer's. That is not an appropriate place to do this, first of all. Second of all, with how much is piled up because of people like you with your karma. With the way your dad talks to you, fuck yes. I spoke up about it. That dude's a dick. That's not a real family. You got your goals and aspirations. Now look at how many people that I have helped out with absolutely jack shit. This is not okay. It's not okay to use me for entertainment. It's not okay to watch these things and say nothing and do nothing to turn it in. To see that I'm telling the truth and allow me to get treated like I'm a schizophrenic or a nut job. I have every right and every reason to be angry. I didn't come to YouTube or Facebook to get revenge against people. I came to YouTube and Facebook for help because my friends weren't helping. They didn't care. These professional services didn't care. They wanted me to jump through hoops. And once I've jumped through these hoops, then they forget about everything. And I just have to go to all these expensive meetings. Do you stop to realize that I can't possibly do this? And instead of doing what? Calling up and saying how fucking wrong this is. Speaking up about how wrong this is. Having some fucking emotion in your goddamn voice about it. But it's, well, Sean, I'm sorry it happened. I have kids. Oh, no, that's not valid. That's not any more valid than me hearing your dad talk to you like that and thinking that that's okay. Are you speaking up on your channel because you need help? Or are you speaking up on your channel just for sympathy? I'm tired of being fucking abused, and I'm tired of people abusing me because other people did shit to them. I'm tired of pieces of shit using that as an excuse. Obviously, this video isn't just for her. This video is for all of you. All of you who ever claimed that you would help. All of you who claimed that you understood. You showed that you didn't. If you understood, you would have worked together to do something instead of everybody being at each other's throats. Instead of me being victimized into this because I asked for help. But it's just entertainment to you. And on your channel, how many people get on there and actually help? How many actually speak up? Some of them might give you the encouraging pretty words. But do those pretty words fix anything at all? You get to see how many people disappeared and how many I speak up for. You also get to see that with people like you not giving a shit and nobody else giving a shit, you are the reason that it happens. When you say, oh, you said it yourself, nobody cares. That's right, you don't care. You don't care. You said it right there. You are a somebody. You can do something. You watch them do this to me.